So, hello class 7 students, welcome back again. So, today we'll start from the next compartment of the human digestive system after stomach, that is the small intestine. Okay, so let's begin. So, you see here the small intestine is highly coiled, okay, and is about 7.5 centimeters long. It is about 7.5 meters long. That is the length of the small intestine is 7.5 meters. Okay, so as you can see from the human digestive system, the figure of the human digestive system, that it is coiled. The small intestine is what? Coiled, and the length of the small intestine is how much? 7.5 meters long. Okay. Okay. So yes. So it receives secretions from the liver and the pancreas. Besides, its wall also secretes juices. Now, what does the small intestine receives? Actually, the small intestine receives digestive juices. Okay, it receives what? Digestive juices from liver and from pancreas. Okay, the small intestine receive digestive juices from liver and pancreas. That means the liver secretes its own digestive juice, and pancreas also secretes its own digestive juice. Okay, and also what is written here, you see, besides its wall also secretes juices. That means the walls of the inner walls of the small intestine also secretes or also release or also produces its own digestive juices. Okay, the walls of the small intestine also produces or releases or secretes its own digestive juices. Okay, so this small intestine, the small intestine in human beings is the site of complete digestion of food. Okay, the complete digestion of food takes place in small intestine. Complete digestion of food takes place in small intestine, and the absorption of food also takes place in small intestine. Okay, absorption of food, digested food, absorption of what? The digested food also takes place in small intestine. So in this section we'll discuss the complete digestion of food in small intestine, and in the next section, that is in the next page, that is in page number 17, here you see absorption in small intestine is given. Okay, that will be discussing in the absorption of digested food will be discussing in the next section in page number 17. Okay, so yes. So as we have said, as I have said that as we have discussed that the liver and the pancreas and the walls of the small intestine secretes its own digestive juices. Now, the liver, as you can see here, the liver is a reddish brown gland situated in the upper part of the abdomen on the right side. Okay, it is situated at the upper part of the abdomen on the right side, and it is the largest gland in the body. In the human body, liver is the largest gland. Okay, now what is the name of the digestive juice secreted by the liver? It secretes what? Bile juice. The name of the digestive juice is what? Bile juice. Bile, bile juice. Okay, and this bile juice is stored in a sac or say bag like structure. Sac or what? Bag like structure. And what is the name of that bag like structure? It is gallbladder. Okay, so as you can see here from the figure of the human digestive system only, yes, here the digestive juices secreted by the liver, okay, is stored in a bag like structure over here, and it is known as what? Gall bladder. The digestive juice, that is bile juice, secreted by the liver, is stored in gall bladder. Okay, now what is the function or what is the role of gallbladder? No, what is the role of actually the bile juice? Okay, what, not gallbladder, what is the role of bile juice? It is given here. Yes, the bile plays an important role in the digestion of fats. Okay, It helps to break down the fats present in the food. Okay, so it plays an important role in the digestion of fats. Clear? So this was the role of liver in the human digestive system. Okay, and the secretion of the liver in the human digestive system, that is the role of what? Bile juice. Okay, so the next gland is your pancreas. So the pancreas is a large cream colored gland located just below the stomach. As you can see from the human digestive system only, pancreas are what? Here you see. Yes. Pancreas are situated just below the stomach. Okay, just below the stomach, pancreas are present. Okay. Now, the pancreas also secretes or releases or produces its own digestive juice. Okay, pancreas also produces its own digestive juice. And the pancreatic juice, the name of the digestive juice is what? The pancreatic juice. The pancreatic juice acts on carbohydrates, fats and proteins and changes them into simpler forms. That means the pancreatic juice helps to break down the carbohydrates, fats and proteins present in the food into simpler forms. Okay, that means simply the pancreatic juice, which is the digestive juice of the pancreas, will help to digest the carbohydrates, fats and proteins present in the food. Okay, next is your the secretions of the digestive juice, that is the intestinal juice. What is it? What? Intestinal juice. The secretions of the small intestine, the digestive juice secretion of the small intestine is also known as what? So, intestinal juice. It is secreted from the walls of the small intestine. Okay. Now, what is the function of this intestinal juice? You see here, the partly digested food now reaches the lower part of the small intestine, where the intestinal juice completes the digestion of all the components of the food. Okay, whatever the components of the food is there, that is the carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals, these all are digested by the intestinal juice now. Okay, and the carbohydrates get broken into simpler sugars such as glucose, fats into fatty acids and glycerol, and proteins into amino acids. Just you need to remember this, that the carbohydrates, if the carbohydrates is present in the food, then this intestinal juice will help to break down the carbohydrates into simple sugar, that is glucose. The carbohydrates will be broken down into glucose. The fats will be broken down into fatty acids and glycerol. Fatty acids and glycerol, and the proteins are broken down into amino acids. Okay, so these are the roles of the digestive juices of liver, pancreas and small intestine. Okay, these are the functions of bile juice, pancreatic juice and intestinal juice. Okay, lastly what we can conclude, that the carbohydrates gets converted into simple sugar, that is glucose, fats will be converted into fatty acids and glycerol, and proteins will be converted into amino acids. Okay, the next function of the small intestine after the complete digestion of the food is absorption. So what happens here, you see, the digested food can now pass into the blood vessels in the walls of the small intestine, and this process is called absorption. That means the digested food will be absorbed by the blood vessels which are present in the inner walls of the small intestine. Okay, and these blood vessels will absorb the digested food. Okay, and this process is known as absorption. Okay, so how this happens, you see, actually the small intestine is especially adapted for absorbing the digested food only. Okay, and how this happens, how this absorption takes place, let us see. So you see here, the inner walls of the small intestine have millions of, or say thousands of, here it is written thousands. So the inner walls of the small intestine have thousands of finger-like outgrowths which are known as villi. V-I-L-L-I, villi. And the singular form of villi is what? Villus. So this inner walls of the small intestine, okay, has thousands of finger like outgrowths like this, okay, fingers like outgrowths like this. So these are known as what? Villus. Okay, each of this is known as what? Villus, and as a whole it is named as villi. villi. Now what is the role of this villi? What is the role of this villi? Can you guess what the role of villi could be in the small intestine? Yes. So actually what it does, this villi gives the inner walls of the small intestine a very large surface area. Okay, the inner walls of the small intestine will get a very large surface area due to the presence of this villi. And this very large surface area will help in the rapid absorption of the digested food. Okay, so what is the role? The role is that the villi increases the surface area for absorption of the digested food, okay, in the small intestine. Okay, now this each villus has a network of thin and small blood vessels which are known as blood capillaries close to its surface. Okay, each of these finger like outgrowths, has what? Has a network or a series of blood capillaries, has a network of blood vessels. Okay, has a network of blood vessels which are close to its surface. Okay, and this surface of the villi will absorb the digested food materials into the blood flowing through them. Okay, blood is everywhere. You're right, blood is everywhere in the body. So each of this villi contains a series of or a network of blood capillaries. Okay, like this, it carries a network of blood capillaries like this. So this surface of the villi will absorb the digested food materials. Okay, digested food materials will be absorbed by the surface of the villi, and those digested food materials will be passed into the blood flowing through the blood vessels. Okay, the blood is flowing through the blood vessels, right? Blood is flowing through the blood vessels. So this blood vessels is present as a network in villi. Okay, in each of these villi. So all the digested food materials, all these digested food materials will be passed into the blood vessels along with the blood, and it flows throughout the body. Okay, so the surface of the villi absorbs the digested food materials into the blood flowing through them. Then what happens? The blood carries all the absorbed food materials to the cells of all the parts of the body. Okay, and in the cells the food is used for energy, growth and repair. Okay, so what is written here? You see, each villus has a network of thin and small blood vessels close to its surface, and the surface of the villi absorbs the digested food materials. Okay, here you see the surface of the villi like this. The surface of the villi will absorb the digested food materials, and those digested food materials will be absorbed by the surface of the villi, and it will be passed through the blood vessels along with the blood. Okay, it will be the digested food materials or the absorbed food materials will be passed along with the blood, and the absorbed substances are transported via the blood vessels to different organs of the body, where they are used to build complex substances such as proteins required by the body. So this process is known as what? Assimilation. Okay, that means simply the digested food materials or the absorbed food materials will be transported or will be carried by the blood, and it will be passed to all the cells and all the parts of the body, to all the cells and all the parts of the body. And in the cells the food is used for energy. Okay, food is used for what? Energy. It will be also used for growth. It will be also used for repairment. Okay, repairment. So as a whole, this whole process is known as what? Assimilation, which is also written over here. Assimilation. Okay. So in the cells, the glucose breaks down with the help of oxygen into carbon dioxide and water, and energy is released. Okay. So the absorbed food materials will be reacting with what? Oxygen, and it will be formed, and then what will be formed here? Carbon dioxide will be formed here, water will be formed here, and energy will be formed, and then the energy will be released in the body. So the food that remains undigested and unabsorbed enters into the large intestine. Then what happens? Those food which remained unabsorbed or undigested, then those food will be transported to what? Large intestine. Okay, so the next section is what? Large intestine, which we'll be discussing in the next class. Okay, in the next video. So that's all for today. Thank you.